Hey guys, today in this video, we're going to be talking about asking for the business. Should you do it on the first meeting, as well as how do you ask for the business? Because there is a way that I think that you should ask for the business that will help move that needle and get you closer to a yes versus further away from a yes. So let's get into it. I'm Sarah with Texas Title Girl. If you've never watched my videos before, I post new videos every week for title reps just like yourself who are looking to grow your business and increase your order count. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about asking for the business. Should you ask for it? And if you do, should you ask for it on the first encounter with an agent? And then how do you ask for it? I do believe in this business when you are meeting with agents that yes, you should ask for the business 9.9 times out of 10 when you're meeting with an agent. That is our job. That's what we've been hired to do, is to go out and get business. Now, I know there's reps all around the country in different markets and in different states that have different access to agents. They do things differently. They may say, oh, I take all my agents to lunches and all my agents to happy hours. And we do things to build relationships because this is a relationship building business. And I really struggle with that because it's not that those things aren't true. It's just that it's yes and. Yes, it is a relationship building business, and we also need to be asking for the business. I got some coaching early on, and I want to share some of those pieces with you. I've taken a little bit of what I learned early on and what I've learned from other people throughout the industry over my years, and then I've made it my own. And so I'm more than happy to share that with you. Of course, we can always dig deeper into this line by line, verse by verse, if you will, if you ever want to reach out to me and set up an exploratory call. I'm happy to talk more about that with you, just the nuances of these scripts. But I think it's really important when you're asking for the business to know that you are in charge of running the meeting, not them. You're in charge of running the meeting. You're in charge of asking for the business, and you're in charge of asking for the business a certain way. And just like with any relationship, when you ask for things a certain way, you're going to get a certain response. People are either going to lean in or they're going to push back. So I learned early on that when you made it clear why you wanted to meet with that person from the very beginning, and then went and met with that person, it was helpful because they weren't just thinking, oh, we're just out for a nice leisurely lunch. No, I'm here because I want to hear about your business. I want to help you try to grow your business. And ultimately, we want to earn the opportunity to work with you. In the beginning, when I was getting some of my coaching, we were told to pick up the phone and ask for the opportunity to meet with an agent. I know there's a lot of you watching this video that don't pick up the phone. You do DM people, you text people, you try to go to networking events. That's fine. I still believe in picking up the phone. If you ever work with me, I'm going to say pick up the phone. But it doesn't matter if you're picking up the phone or you run into somebody in person because it's at a networking event. You are going to ask for the opportunity to meet with them. Then once you connect with them and you get a date on the calendar to meet face-to-face, or maybe digitally over Zoom or Teams or something like that, if meeting in person is not possible. I always believe that meeting in person is the best case scenario, but sometimes that's just not possible. So then you meet in person or you meet over some sort of digital platform, and you have to remember you're in charge of running the meeting. Once that time comes in the meeting where you say, hey, we want the opportunity to work with you, you need to be able to ask for that business in a way that makes sense to them and kind of turns a light bulb on in their head. And so one of the things that I try to do when I'm asking for the business is I try to be clear, if I haven't already been clear in the meeting, to say, we're not asking you to move your entire book of business. Agents, I've noticed over the last 6 years that I've been doing this, if you don't clarify that, there's some sort of assumption that takes place where they think you are assuming that they should just move their entire book because you're sitting in front of them asking for an opportunity to work with them. And that's not the case. What you're really doing is you're saying, we want the opportunity to work with you on one deal. Let's see how it goes. And I have found that when I phrase my proposition, if you will, that way, that there's a lot less pushback. They feel relieved. They say, okay, well, it's one for now, is a lot of times what I say, but it's just one in the beginning. And then they don't feel quite so pressured because there is a prior relationship there. There is somebody they've been working with for possibly years or even decades, and they're just not going to up and leave this other title company because you came in and took them to lunch or took them to coffee or called them on the phone. So you want to be aware of that, and you want to clarify that with them. You want to be able to say, hey, I'm not asking for your entire book of business yet. I'm asking for the opportunity to work with you on one. When you ask for the business that way, and by the way, there's a few other things that you want to say when you're talking to them, and you can always reach out to me if you want more information on that. It seems to lessen the pressure, and it opens them up to the possibility of, well, which one? which one do I want to send to this rep or this title company? Which one makes the most sense for me to send to this title company? And then they get to choose. And when there's that choice involved, it puts them in the driver's seat, which really, really helps. I think the other thing that's important to remember is that this is actually our job, is to ask for the business. And so if all we're doing is taking people to lunches and dropping off clicky pens and bringing donuts, we may be getting some files that way, but we're probably not bringing in the new business that we could be bringing in if we were more targeted and more direct. And again, I have found that sometimes it's not for a lack of want, it's just for a lack of the rep doesn't know what to say. And so they just show up and hope that some of those efforts are going to get them a new contract. But if you're watching this today and you're saying, I'm not okay with the number of contracts that I'm bringing in every month, I really want to up that and increase that, I want to double or even triple that, then you've got to get targeted. You've got to have some really good scripts, and you got to know when to run those scripts and how to run them. That's what it's going to take for you to really move the needle, and I can help you with that. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I want you to smash that subscribe button right now. I post new videos every week for title reps who are looking to increase their order count and expand their territory so that they can get more eyes on their brand, more eyes on their title company, and live the life they want to live. I hope this helps. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you soon.